opened my spirit gum finally. That's something that you should do not in the moment. So that was a great learning moment for everyone. You should always pre-open those things and just make sure that before you need it, it's open so that you don't have disasters like that could have been if I was backstage. So I just poured some out into a little cup. This is what I have. And I have actually these little like lip gloss applicators. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put this where I know I need to apply it. If it's a huge facial hair piece, I would like glue it down in sections. Don't try to do it all at once. And so it's just me using this, so if I dip back into this and it touches my face, this is all disposable, that's fine. But if you're using like, you have like one bottle of spirit gum and you're using it multiple people, disposable, new brush every single time. This kind of spirit gum should not get in your hair, so you want to make sure that you kind of keep your hair out of the way, probably a little better than I am. And then another mistake I see people do is they just go and they throw this on right away. So it needs to be tacky, and if you don't have time for it to be tacky, because it's theater and we often don't have a lot of time, if you just like tap it, and I'll usually tap it with like the side of my pinky, and you'll kind of see, if you can't feel it, like if it's on yourself you're gonna feel it, but you can kind of see how it like pulls. That means that it is ready to go. Spirit gum doesn't smell great either, so always be mindful of that when you're working on people. And then we're gonna try to center this as best as I can without using an actual mirror. And then one thing too I see people do is they just like never felt more beautiful than I do in this moment. So they just, and one thing too, which I was kind of doing because I was talking, but if you kind of have people like smile or like weirdly open their mouth when you put it on, that's gonna help, because as soon as like, if my mouth is just closed and I put it on, as soon as I open it, it's gonna be like, so this is one where I think if I was wearing this for show, I would definitely need this cut in half, because it kind of feels like my upper lip is like a brick right now. But one mistake I see people is they would just like, okay, go, like send somebody out on stage like this. It is not on your face. I guarantee if you think it is on your face, it's not on your face. So what I like to do is I take like all those wig caps that end up with like holes and stuff in them. Once they're cleaned, if you kind of ball them up, you can roll it on the face. So you really need to apply a lot of pressure when you do this. And I think that's one thing that I see a lot of people being really afraid to do. So you really want to make sure that you are really pressing this into your face. So the texture of this mustache is a little weird because I actually made this out of crepe hair. I ventilated with crepe hair, which you're really not supposed to do. So that's why it's a little bit like crazy. I mean, other than the fact that it's like orange, and also like UV. So maybe I'll have to get out like the black light so we can see that at some point or something. But definitely usually the hair is a little bit finer, but I did make this out of crepe hair because it was all that I had and I wanted to make it, so it works, but it's not recommended. So this one was like pre-styled before I did it, but I would probably need to do like a hint more styling on it. But I always would want people, obviously I'm talking a lot so I know it's not going to come off, but if they're not, I'd have them like sing or talk or do something, and if anything feels like it is pulling back up, then you would want to add like a little bit more adhesive to it, and then you would do the same thing. And really I feel like this trick that I learned is like one of the best things I was ever taught to do, is to just like roll this on. That really helps everything, and that really helps things stay on. So if you're applying like a whole like facial hair set, I think the mustache should be last. It's sort of like finishing touches on everything. So probably it would be like sideburns, beard, and then this. And so when I put it on, I always try to like center it first, and then I just kind of go from like side to side to kind of make sure that everything is on. So I'm going to finish just adjusting this a little bit, and then in the next one we are going to talk about removing it and cleaning it.